Welcome back to ARMEDFORAGER. Today we're using a metal detector. Yeah, this one's pretty cheap. It's got a 4.5-star rating on Amazon. Customers seem to like it, and I can see why. It's super basic, but at the same time, you're able to really kind of dial it into what you want out of it. There's really kind of 3 settings. Pick and choose what you want. Just in its most basic, simplest terms, you can either go all metal, you can go kind of the coin and other kind of different metals and trash setting, like bottle caps and those things. Or you can go for the ring and kind of jewelry setting. Yeah, so this channel is about firearms and foraging, but it's also based in the idea that we're all kind of survivalists. What better thing to do when you're out foraging? Well, for one, to carry concealed. And on that second point, if you're walking around looking for plants, you might as well bring this guy along with you. Invite the idea of actually finding something cool. If you're new to this channel, it looks like more than 90% of the people who tune in to some of the videos that I do are not subscribed, and so most people are new viewers anyway. Here's what you can expect. There is a lot of adventure going on. We've done a few overnight survival challenges in the wilderness with minimal equipment. We've started fires from nothing. We've built our own shelters. We've survived in the dead of winter with snow on the ground where it's like 32 degrees and freezing rain. For the most part, we do eat plants, native plants, and in my opinion, we do some of the least biased gun reviews. So if you're into kind of lighthearted adventure and learning new skills, you're in the right place. And with this, as you can see, that little bar will move and you'll hear a beep. I just used a separate connector here and turned that jack into a headphone jack, and so I can use my regular headphones with this. And these ones are very comfortable. I really enjoy these headphones, so I'm glad I can do that. And really what you're doing is sweeping side to side with this one. Not too fast and definitely not slow because it is a sweeping pickup. So if you stay still over a metal object, you're not going to get the same response. You have to sweep side to side. It does go down pretty far. I buried a coin just to test it, and it went down about 1.5 feet. So just on the surface, you're going to be able to find something. Also, the sensitivity matters. So I have my sensitivity set to about 3/4 of the way to max, and that's because if you accidentally scrape the ground, it'll make a beep noise if the sensitivity is up too high, so it'll give you a false reading. And then detection for false positives, so I put that at about 3/4 as well. That's really what you do, and there's 3 settings like I said, so you're either looking for trash or jewelry or all metals, it doesn't matter. And so I have it on the all metals. I'm just out here just looking around, see what I can find. I'm not anything in particular. So if you get the one that doesn't have the headset with it, it does come in a combo. I got the one without the headset because I got a screaming deal on it. I got it for less than $20. I think they're supposed to be around approximately $100, and then you can get them on sale for like $89, $79 sometimes. I got mine down to like $49 because I got it used, and it was used very good with a very good rating. It didn't come in its original box or anything, but it had all the stuff, and it seems to work just fine. I don't have any complaints about it. And then I had a discount on top of that, so it was pretty cheap. I'll leave a link in the description for the used ones. And if you're interested in doing something like that, I suggest this one. It's got a great rating. It actually works very well. And for a beginner, this thing is gonna rock your world. It really works as it should. It does take 2 9-volt batteries, and alkaline, it says, is the best. So I'm using alkaline batteries, no issues yet. And if you are looking on the beach or really anywhere else, trails and things like that, I would look in high traffic areas where people are gonna be walking around most. Right here, I'm kind of high up toward the buildings where people are walking and can get a good footing. So you'll find some pretty good treasures in a relatively short amount of time if you are revisiting high traffic areas where people frequent. Lots of people frequent. All right, let's do a little test with a coin. So here's something I found, probably an amalgam of metals, but it is a coin. And so toss it down. Whew, hard to see, the sun is shining. Okay, there it is, sticking up out of the ground. So it easily detects that. Let's bury it a little bit. Okay, that's about 6 inches down. Put a big blob over the top here. Let's see how it does. And then if we wanted to go a little bit deeper, we could, but trust me on this, it'll go to about 1.5 feet on a good day with this. And to be quite honest with you, anywhere beyond 6 inches, it's gonna be irrelevant anyway, unless you really invest in a high quality one. So this one is not a novelty, but at the same time, if you wanna go deeper than that, yeah, you're gonna have to invest in something a little bit better than this. And again, to be 100% with you, I would say 60% of the time, the things that you're gonna find that aren't buried deep are gonna be things that have been left there either recently or within the past year or so, especially at the beach. Sand will absolutely cover things and can do so overnight. But if you're on a trail, this thing is gonna be great. Again, those are high trafficked areas. You can really get into bushes with this thing and some foliage. Really get into deep into areas that you wouldn't venture with your hands. Now, I understand what I purchased and at what price, but the cons I would say from this, one is that it's not waterproof, which if you want a waterproof metal detector, you're gonna have to really spend some money. And really so far, given the price range, that's really kind of my only complaint about this. I do like the analog and the simple beep. I don't need an LCD or an OLED or a radar scanner on this thing. I just don't. That's not what I'm out here to do. Now, if this was more of a hobby for me, or if I made a career out of it, then yeah, absolutely, I would invest in that. Just makes things easier. But at this point, with this guy here, you can't go wrong. And if you want to get into it, I'm telling you, this is absolutely fun. It is a distraction. If you're used to walking the beach just to walk the beach, or for the sake of walking the beach, then this will distract you from that, 100%. But if your aim is for a little bit more adventure, this will satisfy that itch. What you want to do is try to hold it parallel to the ground the best you can. If it's angled, it's not going to work as well. It may not work at all. It definitely won't go as deep and penetrate as deep. And you want to try to hold it about 1/2 inch away from the ground if you can, because then you're going to get the best results. And again, you want to sweep side to side. Also, if you don't already have a set of headphones, invest in one that you can turn the volume up and down, because this beep is very loud. Also, I'll put a link in the description for the converter as well, from the bigger jack male piece to the smaller female headphone piece.